Everyday Business Solutions, the podcast that offers you the right perspective on achieving success. We interview business professionals from all over to bring our listeners the right solutions to all their questions. Season 1 is about change management and enabling you to both face and create change in all aspects of your company. We're talking management, sales, service, HR, and more. Let's jump straight into the episode. My name is Haley Morris. I am the podcast coordinator and host here at Everyday Business Solutions, and today we have Tina Hicks. Tina, would you like to introduce yourself?
I would love to. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. I am, as Haley said, I'm Tina Hicks. I'm also known as Jolt of Energy. That is my company. And my background just started with teaching dance, really. I did also do aerobics with the moms in the neighborhood back in the day. One thing I had shared with Haley, because she does her company helps a lot with technology and moving your business ahead. And my mom, when I was young, she actually invested in giving me classes on technology when computers were not an everyday thing of your classroom at school. So I had that incredible opportunity to already connect with computers and technology. And at that time, I was also introduced to different disciplines in dance, and I became just a huge fan of teaching and using that knowledge, and ended up doing a nonprofit dance studio with my best friend. We were in 9th grade when we started. And because of the training that my mom had given me, I was able to make calendars on the computer. I was able to make schedules. So it's amazing how technology just opens so many doors for you, and where my journey has led, from going from a nonprofit to now. I've taught dance for over 25 years. And in the last couple of years, I am with my Jolt of Energy company. I help people with wellness. So it's been an exciting journey, and I'm just I'm delighted to be here and share some tips with everybody to help them. So
We're
here we
super
go.
glad to have you. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to it. There's a lot to talk about, of course. You mentioned your company, Jolt of Energy, and your experience with being just an entrepreneur basically your whole life so
Yes.
far. So you'll have a lot of relative things to talk about, because right now we're seeing a huge shift, or we've seen a huge shift since probably about March, of people starting to go remote in companies where they're able to stay employed. Um, I know for me that was a huge lifestyle change. But what was that like for you when things kind of shifted and turned on their head a little bit for COVID?
Well, actually, so for me, it wasn't as big of a life change,
Hmm.
because Jolt of Energy is a virtual company. So we uh, all of our workouts are online. All of our camps that we do are virtual. And so I think for me, it was, what really changed was that I was able to reach more people that couldn't go to the gym anymore. They had a solution. People that couldn't go to their in-person support groups, eating groups, whatever it might be. I was able to do that. And people that were in those types of careers could actually start coaching with me and helping people in that online setting. And so for me personally, it was just taking what I knew and helping others. But even in my virtual fit camps, of
Hmm.
all the, it's primarily for the ladies out there. So we have lots of
Mhm.
moms. And I saw it all. Things were just happening to them. They were used to their careers where they went in.
Mhm.
Most of them had to now adapt and bring it into the home, plus helping their children with school. I had heard many stories. Some were like, I don't know if they're going to make it. And they're telling them,
Mhm.
you got to do your homework. You
Yeah.
got to go to the next level. Let's do this. And then I had mom friends that were transformed, and that time that they didn't have before with their families was so needed for them. They were always go go go, that they were just absorbing all of that
Mhm.
time. And then when their work said, okay, we're going to open our doors back up, you can go back there, some decided, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. So it's kind of been revolutionary in a way.
Yeah.
And kind of freeing to some people. So, uh, yeah, that's kind of how everything has affected me and others in my life. So, overall, there's been a lot of positive things come out of it.
Mhm. Which is great because I think, so many of us, we're not hearing the positives, or maybe we're only hearing about the positives in our small circles, but we're hearing so many things about like people are unemployed or people can't adapt or things like that. So it's really good to hear that you've actually been on the side of where you've seen this positive impact. And um, I think you're seeing this idea that there's going to be a new normal post COVID as like a really good thing, because we've talked about how people want it to go back to normal. They want to do the same things. They want it to be exactly how it was. But I mean, that's not going to be the reality, of course. It's never going to be the
No.
same. But we're seeing positive outcomes. I know, like, our company is looking at maintaining a hybrid format for employment. So some people can choose to remain working from home. Yeah, which is great. And some people
I
like
love
me,
it.
yeah, some people like me who need to separate from home, got the little one running around, the furry little one running around. That, yeah. And then my workspace is in my bedroom. So, of course, if you're familiar with that, it's not a very nice work life division. Um,
Absolutely.
but we have the people who they have really good a home set up right now with their work, and they're like, we're content to stay. A lot of our support people really love it. Their productivity has gone up since being remote. So no, it's awesome to see it on your side too.
Yes, absolutely. And that, kind of feeds into what I would like to share with
Hmm.
everybody today. If they are, staying home, and like you said, my one thing I'm touching on is creating a space in your home to
Hmm.
make that work. And I did want to say kudos to your company for letting people have that decision.
Hmm.
That is very powerful. I've worked for many different businesses where the concept of telecommuting, they had a negative, kind of
Yeah.
light on it. Like it was not good. People wouldn't be productive.
Hmm.
People wouldn't show up or get things done. And you're right, I mean, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
That is true. You have to know yourself
Hmm.
and what you need to be successful, but there's so many people that can, it will just help them out tremendously. So kudos to your company for
Yeah.
doing that.
I think we've gotten in our handbook now that we bring somebody on, and after the 90 days, it's something that they can look at as going remote full time and things, and we'll do a trial period and then we'll work into it, and we'll assess how it works for people. But I think even that will continue to evolve because, we brought people on very successfully remote as well. Just during COVID, is you can't start somebody in the office, so you just have to start them right from home.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's good. We're all learning together.
Yeah, no, it's been a really great learning curve though. So,
Absolutely.
mhm.
So should we dive in?
Yeah, let's dive in. Let's talk about like what you see with working from home and what you recommend with your setups.
Wonderful. So, as I mentioned, being a dance teacher, being a wellness fitness coach, primarily for women,
Mm-hmm.
these tips I'm giving are great for parents. I know there's a lot
Mm-hmm.
of stay-at-home dads too, so feel free to use this. One thing I teach with, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
known for in my virtual fit camps, is I love acronyms. So I'll take an acronym to do every month to prep us for that challenge that month. So I'm going to use an acronym so everybody can remember. Sorry, dads, I picked the word mom. So for my acronym, but I love you too. So M is going to be for morning routine. This is going to be the time that you must. If you have not read Miracle Morning or heard about the benefits of working and waking up earlier in the morning, you are going to see changes not only in your energy levels, but changes in your home, because your family is going to feel that energy shift. So 5 a.m. is the recommended to maximize that morning. And even if you are working remote and you're not scheduled to work until later, and you can still modify your sleep schedule, accordingly, and get up earlier. I promise, especially if you have little ones, that is going to be the time that you can take for yourself, because the biggest part, I can't stress it enough, is putting energy into yourself first. So make it in the morning. If you leave yourself to the last, like I know you parents do, you're gonna poop out and you're not gonna have the energy to put in a workout. You're just gonna,
Mm-hmm.
your fun is going to be watching TV and going to sleep. So we need to change that cycle. So wake up early, have accountability. And when I say that, it's great to have a partner in success. And that's why I love being a coach. Your chances for success just committing to someone increases to 65% if you're making an appointment. So with my virtual fit camps, it's every single day. And I also have support group chats for people that are trying to wake up early and work out. We work out together. If they're trying to get in their water goals, we have that. If they're trying to crush candy and get those, Haley and I were talking about carbs earlier. I have a little support chat for that. So because setting that appointment, not just saying, okay, I'm going to be accountable to this person and I need to follow along,
Mm-hmm.
but to come in every single day and say, okay, I have to do this, this, and this. Somebody is waiting there for me. It increases your chances for success by 95%. So get in there, get your accountability. If it's not Jolt of Energy, get someone to help you there, and then push play. Push play on the workout. If you're sick, you're tired, push play on a meditation. Do whatever you can to fuel your day and take that time. So that's the M, is your morning routine.
I gotta work on that.
I gave you a new challenge,
You gave
huh?
me a new challenge. I got a
Okay,
couple
I
things
want
to
you to be
adjust.
accountable to me and tell me if you wake
Oh yeah, no,
up.
I'll be checking in with you on that one.
Wonderful. So
Mm-hmm.
O in mom is for organize your space. So that can be very difficult, as we were chatting about. And I had the same thing with me. So I've taken on lots of roles over the years, and because of my experience with technology, some of the positions have been online. And I, I remember my office being my workspace. Yeah, it doesn't cut it.
Mhm.
I read a wonderful article a while back, and it said you need to really, and you can work up to this, don't think about perfect. I have to go out and buy a desk. I got to remodel my home to make this happen. Get creative with solutions that aren't going to break the bank. But eventually, I was able to go from my bedroom to my kitchen area to now I have my office space where I'm at. So it takes time. Give yourself that time to create that space. But in the meantime, make sure that is your spot. And that's where you are going to be at. And last with that is set your schedule. So with that morning routine, that's really going to help you set that schedule, especially if you have little ones. Or if you have teenagers like me, they'll sleep until like noon. So you're good. If you wake up at 5 a.m., you'll probably get your whole shift in before they wake up, and then you have family time.
That's so true.
Get it all done.
Mm.
And with that, so yeah, just make sure you set your schedule. So important. And then making every second count. So M is for make it count. These are going to be the technology tips that I'm going to share. So with exercise and your morning routine, as I mentioned, everything that I offer, all of my programs are online. And one of the biggest time wasters for people is trying to figure out which workout they're going to do. So you go to YouTube, and I've done it myself, and I wanted to find a yoga that I really connected with.
Little deja vu here.
See, I can see Haley's face.
Yep.
She's like, Tina, you're talking to me.
Yep.
So what was your experience? I want to hear.
Oh, you go in. I want it to be like a certain length because I love those in-person yoga classes where you really feel, the movements and you're really connecting to the instructor. And so trying to find that on YouTube is like click in and out, click in and out, click in and out. And then some of them are too advanced and some of them aren't actually giving me the stretch I need. And it takes me like 40 minutes to find a 30-minute workout. So,
Right? And then
mhm.
at the end, what if you got to try something new? You're like, well, that was great, but that didn't quite fit me. So
Yeah.
now we're not maximizing our time, right? With
Yeah.
making every minute count. And so teaming up with someone, like me who has programs, I get to know what your needs are. Now I know that you love yoga.
Mhm.
You would like to do something intermediate, maybe beginner to get into it, maybe work up to those advanced levels. And
Mhm.
so I tell you, okay, this is the program you do. You go in here and you check on this. The next day you check on this. Here is your calendar, and you go for it. So yes, simplify the process and stop scrolling, right? That is
Right.
our main goal. So number 2 is setting that schedule. Okay, in a perfect world, maybe you do have the teenagers and you wake up at 5 a.m. and you get everything done by noon and you're like, I crushed it. And then if you watch a movie with the family, they probably won't care if you fall asleep because you're tired. But if you do have younger ones, one thing that I did with my children when they were younger, and Haley, I tried to look for it before we started today, and I don't think they have it anymore, but it was called Handy Points.
Hmm.
And it was a virtual world. This was before internet was big. This was when
Mhm.
I was on dial up back in the day. And I Yeah, I would put this on for my daughter when my son was born and he was getting a little bit older and ready. I think
Mm.
they were going through some platform changes, and now they are teenagers. My daughter's going to be 19 this year.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I don't know if it's there anymore, but look for, with technology, there is going to be something. But this Handy Points virtual land was the coolest thing. You could assign chores for your kids with point systems that they could earn things. So
Mm.
within this program, they could earn points that would give them, they could dress up their little cat. So they would get a new outfit with points. Or, it was
Yeah.
so much fun. And my daughter she's an artist and so creative. So this was like doing chores. She couldn't wait to do chores and rack up those points so that she could get the new hat for her cat in that color, you know? So just different things like that. Plus, as a parent, you
Mhm.
can, I'm all about Dave Ramsey. I don't know if you're familiar with that with him, but he believes that kids really shouldn't be paid for chores. They're set chores, but if they go above and beyond,
Mhm.
then you can do that incentive with money. So I did that same concept with the Handy Point system. So they had their set things that they did even when they were young. I mean, my daughter was in second grade making her own bed, doing different things. She was like
Mhm.
this little grown up. So
Oh yeah,
that,
they
and
want to be teenagers.
yes, and now she's an adult and knows everything. Sorry if she's listening. I love you. So, and then the last thing is um, that setting that schedule and sticking to it. If you are an entrepreneur, which a lot of my friends are, sometimes we dismiss our time, meaning we will just work, work, work in every pocket of time, and we don't account for that time. Harvest is a way that is something that a program that people use to bill out other companies, but use it to bill out yourself. Do an assessment, clock in, clock out. You can use it for free and figure out how much time you are investing in your company and how much is coming in, and really see, are you, look for those time wasters, just with the exercise on YouTube scrolling. See if you are noticing that you're spending a bulk of your time in a certain area, but you're only making, my husband laughed at me because with any entrepreneur, you don't make a lot of money in the beginning.
Mhm.
It can take 5 to 6 years to start really seeing a profit and being, in the green and not in the red. And so he's like, I bet you make like a penny an hour. And I was like, you're probably right. So know what you're doing, because balance is important in your life more than ever when you're at home, to keep that energy going.
Mhm.
Don't go for burnout. Go for fueling your light.
Mhm.
So I hope, parents, I hope you got something out of that, even if you're not a parent, if
Yeah.
you're a puppy mom, a kitty mom, whatever you are, you got plants, whatever it is, just fuel
Mhm.
your spirit with goodness.
Yeah. Well, I think even people who don't have any of those things and they just have a couch, um, and have had to shift to this working into home mentality, the routine aspect and setting those boundaries and then making sure your space is organized and set up to work in and not part of your home environment is huge. It's gonna make or break your working from home setup. So
Yes. So if you want to work from home, get organized, make it work.
no, I definitely agree. All right, I think we touched on everything that I wanted to touch on. Did you have anything else that you would like to touch on before we?
No, I guess I would just like to say, if anybody is interested in reaching
Mm.
out, my joltofenergy.com website is getting ready to launch. In the meantime, my Instagram handle is Jolt of Energy. And I would love for you to come and, tag me in your stories if you do your morning workout.
Mhm.
You know, message me if you are looking for an accountability partner and you really do want to reach specific wellness goals. I'm here for you. I've got your back. So message me.
Yep, and we're going to be putting up a blog post to correspond with this episode. So what we'll do is we'll drop all your information right in there so people will reach you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait.
All right. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you again, Tina.
Thank you.
Mhm.